Now hey guys, welcome back to the channel and another Swiss Scissor 1 video. Now guess where we are today in the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Yes, we are right now at the airport of St. Martin in the Caribbean. Now of course there has to be a reason why we're actually here and why we're here in a 747-8. Now today let's actually perform the shortest route that you can find here in the Caribbean, which is a route of 10 nautical miles or 10 minutes of flight perhaps, as you could say as well. Yes, a 10-minute flight in the Caribbean. Let's check that out today and see if we can beat that time, which we can definitely in this kind of plane. Now, of course, I'm talking about the flight between St. Martin, which is the island that we're on right now in this 747 here in the background, to the island of Anguilla, or Anguilla, I don't know. Yep, as we can see down here in this map, this is St. Martin with its very interesting airport. It's, known quite well. And the destination is just 10 miles up north on the island of Anguilla. Now, just for general information, one way ticket costs $500 or even more of this flight, which is pretty expensive, but that is, quite obvious since you're actually in a 7-seater airplane like the Britain Normal Islander or the Cessna Business Liner even. The airline here also likes to use Twin Otters, which we have also, this plane is used on short runways and small airfields and small routes as well. These small turboprop planes, they are perfect for usage like this. I mean, yeah, again, this is a pretty expensive flight, but you have to consider that you're kind of in a private jet. But let's make this route a little bit more profitable, I guess, by flying something like a bigger plane here. How about something like the 747-8? Yeah, I mean, the 747, it is able to perfectly fly here to St. Martin. I mean, it has, KLM has operated their 747s here. They flew all the way from Europe to this place because St. Martin is kind of like a Dutch island or something. So that'll be no problem here on the Takeoff side. I don't really know about the actual airport of Anguilla. Actually, we can see the island of Anguilla all the way over there already. Yep, we already have the airport in sight. Let's see if that runway is long enough. I mean, let's just find it out. That's the cool thing about flight simulators. We can try out a lot of stuff. We can try out anything we want, actually. Let's just do that. All right, let's just set the engines for a full power takeoff. Everything is looking good. Let's go ahead and take off. There we go. That was a nice rotation. Normally, I think you would now turn to the right for the proper departure, but let's go ahead and turn to the left because our island is up north. Yep, very interesting procedure here in a huge plane like the 747. Just in a normal Microsoft Flight Simulator fashion, everything here looks good, but honestly, I've gotten very much used to the good graphics here of this flight simulator. Now again, the mission of today's flight is beating the flight time of 10 minutes, which we'll probably do, and of course finding out if you can actually use the 747 here. I mean, again, this one is able to carry a lot more passengers, of course, which would allow the flight to be a lot more profitable and cheaper as well. It'll probably turn out to be like a $20 flight with this kind of flight time. So that would be perfect. I mean, obviously there's the good question of whether you even need to actually, use a plane on this kind of route. I mean, the ferry only takes like 50 minutes as well, but come on, that is boring. Let's just go ahead and actually come in for a landing already. We haven't departed properly even, but it is already time to come in for a landing. Let's do this a little hot so that we can actually beat the time record, because I kind of want to stay under 5 minutes. Let's see if we can do that. All right, we're already on base final. Yeah, let's get the flaps ready. Let's get this whole plane ready, actually, because the airport is already very close. There it is. I can already see it. All right, we're over speeding quite a bit, but we definitely are going to want that. We, again, want to beat the time record. Now the touchdown. Oh, not a good touchdown. Yeah, I'm not that good at landing the 747. I mean, it's also so weird that the cockpit is so high, in the second floor. That is always a little strange. Now, I did actually time a flight time of 5 minutes. And I think there's actually another player here just standing on the runway with their Cessna 172. Yeah, we're in multiplayer right now. Now, two things. We definitely did beat the flight time of 10 minutes, which is good. We did stay quite a bit below 5 minutes, which is very nice. And we were able to stop our 747 successfully here on this runway. Now, the question, of course, has to be asked, how do we make this flight more profitable and even shorter? And I've actually got an interesting idea for that. Now, actually, there are two airports on the island of St. Martin. Of course, there's the big Princess Juliana airport, but there's also the smaller one on the French side. So let's just fly to that smaller one. That one really is not big. It's going to be quite a tough challenge to land here with our 747, but of course, I'm up to that. Let's just go ahead and set the flaps and get out of here again. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and take off. We did almost use the whole runway. Yeah, this is really the shortest runway that I would actually land on with the 747. Honestly, of course, it's way too short on paper already. Now, talking about short, this flight will be quite a bit shorter as well, because of course the airport that is on the northern part of the island is quite a bit closer. So that is pretty nice as well. Let's get this plane ready for the landing already. See, we're cutting it closer and closer. Alright, now let's get this one ready. There we go, the flaps are out. Now this is going to be quite a maneuver here in the 747. I would call this a pro pilot move. Alright, now the airport is ahead. And we are a little fast, but this is no problem. Not that much of a good landing, but I think this will be a stop anyway, right? I mean, we have already talked about the very ridiculous stopping performance of all the planes here in the flight simulator. No worries at all. There we go. Or never mind. Okay, apart from this landing that was really bad, we crashed into the water anyway. Let's maybe try landing from the other side, because that seems like the proper side to land from. Alright, quite a bit of a landing again. Yeah, maybe this airport is not that good, but we did stop now, so that's good. Alright, never mind. Let's try something else. Alright, now we're in a little bit of a smaller plane in the Cessna Citation Longitude. That is actually because I want to fly to quite another place as well. Now, a flight that is almost as short, coming out of St. Martin Airport, is the flight to St. Bartholomew Airport, which is the very infamous Caribbean island with a very short runway, as you can tell here on the map already. Let's just recreate this flight as well in a jet. See, the flight to St. Martin also takes around 15 minutes. We can, of course, beat that. Let's just start the timer now, and let's just go ahead and do a full power takeoff and do this as quickly as possible. The Longitude can actually fly at quite a bit of a higher speed than the 747 actually, quite surprisingly, but yeah. This plane is obviously a lot smaller and it's got some very serious power. This flight will definitely not be an issue. We will definitely beat the flight time of the Twin Otter that flies to that island normally. Alright, we were able to successfully take off out of that small airport, and we are now on our way to St. Bartholomew, I guess. Plane has taken off. Let's get the gear up. Quite a little bit of a bank angle, but that's no problem for the Longitude. As I've already said, this is a very seriously fast plane. And we're going to be flying at quite a bit of an airspeed, 330 knots, which is a little bit against the law, but that doesn't matter. We are just casually on our way to our destination. Actually, you can already see the island there on the left. This is all very close. We're flying at almost 500 knots now. There we go. Yep, this is quite a little bit of a fast plane. Alright, after this very quick and easy departure, let's already establish the approach here. Let's stop quite a bit, which is no problem here in this Cessna Citation Longitude. I think this is not very realistic when it comes to physics, but that doesn't matter. We're just casually flying. Alright, we're coming in very nicely. Alright, let's get this over with. I've had better landings. But there we go. This was a successful stop and a solid flight time of like under 4 minutes, which is pretty good as well. Well, yep, this was one of the shortest flights in the world on the shortest runways in the world as well, and we didn't even use half of it. So there we go, Longitude. You can definitely fly here, even though you might want to have some kind of maintenance on that landing gear done, but that's another story. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night.